Hello. I hope you guys liked that intro. What's up, geometry kids? We are here to go through some math together. You guys have a big test tomorrow, and you're being diligent and studying and watching this YouTube, which is awesome. Gosh, there's a lot going on for this test. So we are going to dive right into it. I am looking at worksheet number 8 right now. Remember, your homework tonight is only worksheet 9, but worksheet 8 is good practice too. So that's what I'm here doing. And we're going to start with number 3 from worksheet number 8. Number 3 says 2 supplementary angles are in ratio of 11:7. Find the measure of each angle. We talked about this in class, and I really want to make sure you guys understand it. So I'm doing another one of these problems. So it says ratio of 11:7, and there's a trick. As soon as you see this ratio, okay, that's going to help you guys come up with your 2 expressions for your angles. They don't give me the expressions here. When they don't give me the expressions, when they don't give me the expressions, that's fine. I just have to make up my own. Sorry about that. Here we go. So whenever I don't have the expressions given, I'm going to write down angle 1 and angle 2. Angle 1, now for my first angle, I'm going to use the first number in the ratio, which is 11, and just put an x with it. For my second angle, I'm going to use the second number in the ratio, 7. I'm going to put an x with it. Then I need to look for the next piece of information that the problem gives me, which is that these angles are supplementary. Supplementary, straight. Straight angles are 180 degrees. So now what I'm going to do is I just like to visualize it, so just so that you guys can see what's going on. I do have a straight angle, and I have 2 angles that kind of make that up. And so we have 11x, 7x. So these 2 angles do need to have a sum of 180 degrees. I'm going to take 11x plus 7x, set it equal to 180 degrees. The 180 degrees comes from the word supplementary. Okay, let's combine our like terms. I get 18x equals 180. Divide both sides by 18, so you should get x equals 10. Awesome. Now, weird. Okay. X equals 10, it says find the measure of each angle. Okay, so when I have to go back then and find the measure of each angle, I'm just plugging in. Angle 1 is going to be 11 times 10. That's 110 degrees. And angle 2, so that was angle 1. Angle 2 is 7 times x. So 7 times 10, which is 70 degrees. And I'm done. Also, a quick mental check. Note that 110 and 70 does, in fact, add up to 180. So I know I've done my work right, and I can pat myself on the back. Next one says one of 2 complementary angles has a measure that is 6 more than twice the other angle. Whoa. Okay, right away, I don't see any numbers, so that means that they're giving me all this information in words. When they give me the information in words, I want to write down angle 1 and angle 2. Now, with the ratio problem up here, okay, they give me numbers that are going to go right into my equation. But here, they don't give me 2 numbers. They just give me 1 sentence that tells me what to do. So when this happens, when they don't give me the expressions and it's not a ratio problem, I always want to name my first angle just x. For my second angle, that's when I have to reread the information they give us. They say 2 complementary angles. One of them has a measure that is 6 more than twice the other. So if the first one's x, that means that the second one needs to be 6 more than twice the first, okay? So 6 more than twice the angle. Twice the angle means 2x, and it's 6 more than that. 2x plus 6. I did the hard part and came up with my expressions. Now, it says complementary. Complementary corner makes a corner, which means that these add up to 90. Okay, so if angle 1 and angle 2 is right here, I can say, well, x plus 2x plus 6 has to add up to 90. So I get 3x plus 6 equals 90. So 3x equals 84. So then we divide both sides by 3, and we get x equals 28. Awesome. It says find the measure of the larger angle, which is going to be the second angle. All right, so 2 times 28, and then plus 6. So I'm going to get 2 times 28, and then plus 6. Which is going to be 62 degrees. Okay, so there are some word problems for you, and we're going to move on and do some other stuff. Hopefully that helped you out a little bit. Let's go. This is number 9. Now we're on worksheet 9, just FYI. So this is number 9 from worksheet 9. It's some of the earlier stuff. It says YZ bisects WYV. WYV is that whole angle right here, okay? And I know that this ray is bisecting. Guys, bisecting means congruent pieces. Very important. Then it says, if I know that X, Y, W, this guy, is 13x plus 20, and I know that W, Y, Z, that's this guy, is 10x plus 27. It also gives me that X, Y, Z, which is this angle, this guy right here, okay, that's 116. The diagram's kind of weird, but you guys get the idea. So it's this angle, that's 116. Okay, a couple things that we have to do. It says find the measure of, X, Y, V, which is the whole thing. Okay, fun. So I know that this angle is 116. I also know that that angle that I just pointed out is made up of these two angles added together. So to solve for x, I'm going to do 13x plus 20. And then I'm going to add plus 10x plus 27. I'm going to set it equal to the whole thing that I know, 116. Awesome. Let's combine our like terms. We get 23x plus 47 equals 116. So let's subtract 47 to both sides. 23x equals 69. And divide both sides by 23. So we get x equals 3. Amazing. Okay, x equals 3. So not quite done. Remember, the original question does ask us to find the measure of the whole thing. Okay, I already know a lot of this angle. I already know that this angle is 116. So I already know this whole angle is 116. I just need this missing piece. Okay, that missing piece is congruent to this middle one. That middle one is 10x plus 27. Let's find out what that measure is. 10x, we know x is 3, plus 27. So we have 30 plus 27, which is 57 degrees. So this guy over here is 57 degrees, which means, in conclusion, that this whole entire angle is going to be 116 plus 57. So let's write that down. 116 plus 57 equals 173 degrees. But I can't put that in. Okay? Whew, crazy problem. Not that bad though. Just, you really need to read these problems carefully. You need to know what the key words mean, like bisect, okay? And then just break the problem apart. Let's go on to the next problem. This one, number 10. Guys, this problem's really intense, and I don't want you to freak out. There is not one this intense that is going to show up on the test. It is good to review some of the facts, though. There are 3 really important pieces of information here. The first one is that this whole 4 plus 5 is 120, that whole angle right there. The other important fact is that 7 and 8 form a right angle. Now, I want you guys to think about that really carefully. Okay? 7 and 8 form a right angle. That means that I have a right angle over here as well. And the reason for that is because this right angle and this right angle need to add up to 180, right? Because it's a straight line. Well, this one's 90. 180 minus 90 is 90. And guess what? Same thing goes for the other 2 sides too. We have a right angle and a right angle. Whenever I have like an X or a T or a cross, and I have one right angle, I automatically can say that all of those are going to be right angles. So that's a huge piece of information. The other important information that they give me is that 1 and 2 are congruent, and that's how we're going to start this problem. If I know 1's congruent, 2's congruent, and as I just mentioned, the whole thing's a right angle, okay, then all I need to do is take the right angle and split it in half, because they're congruent. 90 divided by 2 is 45, which means angle 1 is 45, as is angle 2. Huge piece of info there. So, we got 45 and 45, and we're going to truck on. Alright, this is going to get fun right now. I need you guys to stay with me here. We have a straight line right here. Hopefully you all can agree with that the green thing I just highlighted is a straight line. Alright, so here's where it gets a little crazy. I hope you guys would agree that a straight line adds to 180, which means that this angle 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 all need to add to 180. Okay, well guess what? Of that purple line, I know that 4 and 5, I'm going to use a different color there. I know that 4 and 5 are 120. That was given to me. I also now know that 2 is 45, which means I'm only missing a really tiny piece. So I can use some math to help me there. So I know that one of the big chunks of that 180 is 120, this guy. Okay, then I know that I also have 45, which means 165 of the angle we already know. So the missing piece is 3, and I know it needs to add to 180. So I can just take 180, I can subtract the 165, and that will give me my final answer, which is 15. Not final, but for number 3, it's the final answer. So this angle, 3, is 15 degrees. Man, that was hard to see. Honestly, you have to sit there and stare for a while. Use straight lines to help you. Straight line's always going to be 180, okay? So let's see. So far we have 1, 2, and 3. Finding 4 is the same deal, guys. Same deal. Here's another straight line. This guy right here is a straight line. So that means that 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 have to add to 180. Okay? So angle 1 plus angle 2 plus angle 3, let's move that over, plus angle 4 equals 180. Because it's a straight line. Okay, well, angle 1 is 45. Angle 2 is 45. Angle 3 is 15. I don't know angle 4, but I know it has to add to 180. Easy peasy. So we got 105 plus whatever angle 4 is has to be 180. Subtract 180 minus that 105. 180 minus 105 is 75 degrees. So angle 4 alone, just this angle 4, 75 degrees. It's like a puzzle now, guys. Once I know that, I can just keep trucking. Now I know that 120 is angles 4 and 5. Angle 4 plus angle 5 has to be 120. Okay, well, angle 4 is 75 degrees. I don't know angle 5. So let's subtract the 75 from 120, and I get 45. Okay, so then just this guy down here is 45 degrees. I know this looks really messy, and I do apologize for that. Oops. Okay, almost there. So for timing purposes, I am going to kind of cut this short, but just remember, you guys, now look, you're going to use more information that you know. You know that angles 5 and 6 have to be 90. Well, angle 5 is 45, so angle 6 is going to be 45. And then you could just keep going from there. I mean, there's a million ways to do these. You could use this straight line. And you could do, okay, well, angle 4, angle 5, and angle 6, plus angle 7 add to 180. Well, I don't know angle 7, but I know the rest. And when you do this math, you guys, you get 15 degrees here, and you're also going to get 75 degrees here. So double check your answers on that. That's tough. There won't be anything that crazy at all on your test, okay? So we ended up getting 15 for angle 3. Angle 4, we got 75. Angle 5, we got 45. Angle 6 turns out to be 45. Angle 7 is 15. And angle 8 is also 75. And I'm going to go over midpoint distance, and I'll be done. I know this video is taking a long time. Hopefully you guys are not that bored, but I kind of get it if you are. Distance, midpoint. Here we go. If it's asking for a length, it's asking for the distance. It's just a matter of knowing the formula. Here's the formula for distance. We are doing the minus inside the parentheses, plus outside, and squaring. Okay? So I'm just plugging in my x values for A and B. That's 3 and 4. Plug in my y values for A and B. That's 6 and 12. Okay? 3 minus 4 is negative 1, squared, positive 1. 6 minus 12, negative 6, squared, 36. Length of AB, 1 plus 36, is going to be square root of 37. I don't need the decimal. You guys can leave that as your answer. That's distance formula. If you know the formula, nice and easy. If you don't, yikes, that could be tough. Midpoint. Midpoint formula is x plus x divided by 2, y plus y divided by 2. And again, take your x value of A and B. That's 3 and 4 divided by 2, comma. Y value, 6 plus 12 divided by 2. 3 plus 4 is 7 over 2. Doesn't reduce, so just leave it. 6 plus 12, 18 over 2, which does reduce, or it actually divides nicely to 9. So I would leave it as 7 halves, comma 9. Last one's a little crazy. This is the one where I know that my endpoints are B and N. My midpoint is M. My midpoint is 7, 3. One of the endpoints, B, is 4, 12. And I don't know the other. Okay? So I'm just going to do the setup for this one. And then I'm going to leave you to it. Okay? When I do my midpoint formula, I'm using the endpoints. So I'm going to do 4 plus the other endpoint that I don't know, x, divided by 2. And that gives me my midpoint x value. So I need to solve that equation. Okay. I end up getting x equals 10. Just check yourself to make sure you get that. Next one, 12 plus y over 2. And it's going to equal the middle, 3. And I believe if I do my math right, we get negative 6 for that one. There you have it. Alrighty. Guys, so that's where I'm going to end this. I think this video is probably already way too long, 20 minutes or more. So I'm done. Hopefully this helped you guys out. Make sure to study tonight. You know, I have a lot of faith in you guys. Just make sure you do this worksheet 9. And, yeah, good luck. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace out.